Are you ready, teachers?
All right.
Let's go! Okay, we're going to review the steps of the learning pit because your goal is to try to create more activities that take kids into this pit so that they have to really use that growth mindset to get out of the pit and get that eureka moment. Okay, so first you start out with some concept or some puzzle or some problem, okay, or some question. You start out and kids will be like, okay, well, this probably won't be so bad, right? And then some concepts will naturally lend themselves to confusion, but some of them, you're going to tweak them a little bit. You're going to intentionally make things unclear. You might omit information or not include all the information. It's going to require kids to say, well, we don't get what we're supposed to do. We don't, you can intentionally do that. That's called a wobbler. You're creating some kind of conflict, some kind of situation that's going to cause confusion if the topic doesn't already lend itself to that. Kids will then construct some understanding. So of course you're going to be there to answer questions. You're not going to guide them through an activity step by step, but you're going to be available. You're going to give suggestions, maybe where they could look, or maybe you should check this out again, or maybe you should talk to Anna over here. I heard her talking about a very interesting idea, things like that. And then, most of your students, and sometimes not all of them, will make it to this eureka moment. Hopefully that they all have a chance to get there, at least with some lessons. But once they get here, it's important to kind of stop after the activity and reflect and have them think about, when were you confused? What did you do about it? How did you fix that? How are you feeling? Did you want to give up? And you kind of have them maybe reflect on paper just as an individual. Maybe you could have a class discussion, something like that. But that reflection piece is pretty important for them to be thinking about what they did, because then they're going to remember it. So the next time they get in the learning pit, they'll be able to climb their way out. Okay, now I want to show you an example of a learning pit I created. I have tried to look for examples online. There really aren't a whole lot there, but I do a lot of this. I've never even heard about the learning pit. I just heard about growth mindset. So you could search growth mindset lessons and probably get some ideas. But this is something I did. I teach physical science, and this is for chemistry. This is called molecular murder. And basically, I created this story. It was actually adapted after another lesson that someone else created. This wasn't my original work, but I modified it quite a bit. There's been a molecule that was murdered. Okay, so you can see the molecule pieces, all the atoms are strewn about this room. And so the kids have to go through and they're given prompts, like which atoms are in the room, what does their Lewis dot structure look like? So they have this form that they're filling out as they go through. But nothing is clear to them, really. They have to kind of research this and figure all this out themselves. The goal is to figure out which molecule was murdered. Here are the parts. Now, you might think, oh, well, that sounds easy. But these pieces make up thousands and thousands and thousands of different molecules. So this is not really easy to Google. Your Google search has to be incredibly specific. So it walks them through so that how they can get these specific details to search. It doesn't tell them that that's what they're getting them for, but that's what they're going to ultimately have to do. First, kids start out and they're like, this is so cool, this is fun, oh, I got this. The first part's pretty easy. And then things don't make sense and they get mad. They start getting mad at me and they're like, this is dumb. We don't like this. And I'm like, well, just keep trying, maybe revisit this, or have you looked over this? And I can tell if a kid's getting too stressed, they're going to just quit. So you kind of got to learn when to push and when to kind of say, well, here, let me maybe give you a little tip here, a little hint. But anyway, they end up, most of the kids end up figuring out what the molecule is, and then they construct it with a little modeling kit, and they're so happy about it. And really, if I did this lesson completely different, like in a standard traditional way, it would not be exciting at all. People would not be that excited about putting little atoms together. they're really, really excited about it. And that makes me feel really good, you know, when I give them that kind of success. So I know that's a complicated example. And for most of you, you're kind of probably still thinking, what? That doesn't answer any of the questions I have about how to design one of these lessons. But it was the best example I had. So when you go to search and look for examples, look for growth mindset, how to teach growth mindset in my subject, how to get kids in the learning pit, things like that, and you'll probably get some good examples out there.